sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. We are going to be doing a design with me for our August monthly kit. I'm going to explain what you're looking at in just a second, but before we get started, I just wanted to say welcome. My name is Michaela Barnhart. If you guys are new here, then I'm super excited that you chose to come hang out on this channel. If you're not new here, then welcome back. I'm so glad that you chose to come back. Before we get started, make sure that you are subscribed so that you can stick around for all of my videos to come. I have a lot of weekly plan with me's and design with me's and stuff like that coming up, as well as a lot of teaching content if that is something you're interested in as I go into my first year of teaching. So definitely subscribe, like this video so you can stick around for all the other ones to come. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into this video. So what you're looking at on the screen right now is Silhouette Studio. I do have a Silhouette Cameo 4, and I do use Silhouette Studio to design all of my stickers. I use the 4.4 version, I believe is what it's called, of the Studio. That's just what works best for me, but there are other versions that you can download. So that's just the one that I have, and that's what we're using today. So right now I have opened up my July monthly kit. So on this screen that you're looking at right now, we have our appointment labels and some other just smaller labels, and then our headers. I also have open my July dashboard, and then with the dashboard is a little habit tracker. So those are the three things that we're going to make today for the monthly view as well as that dashboard page. I usually just take whatever month I did before, and then I just copy and paste it into a new month and resave it. So I've already done all that. That's why everything looks like July and says July. We're going to change all that. I'm going to delete this script sticker to start with, and I'll show you how I made that one. We'll make one for August, but we're going to do this page first. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom us in a little bit. I always like to do the headers first. That just kind of gets me in the feel of what we're working with. We are going to do a back to school theme for this one, so it's going to take me a little minute to see. Let's just do this. I'm just going to reinsert our back to school theme because if it'll let me, because that'll just be a lot easier. All right, let's do this. Come on. There we go. So when you are inserting your patterns, I guess I can talk you through this part in case you've never seen one of these before. I download all of my digital papers off of Etsy. All you have to do is go to Etsy and search for back to school digital paper or fall digital paper or whatever it is that you're looking for. If it's a holiday or if you just want in general, you can just type in digital paper. So I download it all off Etsy. It downloads to my computer and I save it on a little thumb drive that I have labeled Silhouette. So that's where I keep all of my designs, and I try to keep them organized so you can see they're organized right now by what week I'm going to be using them for. This is August 16th through the 22nd is the week that I go back to school, so the week that I'll start teaching. So that's what I'm going to use for my monthly kit as well, since it's all based around going back to school and just that season is coming for August. But what you do is just highlight all of them that you want to insert and then just drag them over to the library. And you can see it'll start telling you that it's going. Takes it a minute or two to get all of them in. It goes pretty quick usually, but depending on how much you're putting in, it will take a little bit longer. So we'll just let that go. I can say I think there's 20 something pages on this one, so you can see it kind of counting. It's on page 15 and 16. So we'll let it go. Should be about close to done. There we go. All right, so now we can just close that out. And they're all in here. So when we go back to design, they're going to be, should be at least, yep, they're going to be right here at the top. So all these at the top are the ones that we are going to use for this back to school paper. So I'm going to start with this one, and I just like to see what they look like and figure out, what I think I'm going to like the most or what I think is the cutest, all that kind of stuff. They have a lot of cute ones in this kit. I can have it linked in the description box for you, but oh, that one's cute. Do I want to do that one or do I want to do one like this? We have a lot of cute ones. What's this one look like? Oh, that's pretty. I think I'm going to go with this one. So I changed both of those to be the same. Now, since my colors don't match, of course, my colors for July were, red, white, and blue for the 4th. So I'm going to just choose this little strip that's blue. I'm going to come over here to my colors. I'm going to get my little eyedropper, and then I'm just going to choose one of the colors that is in this. And I can kind of play around with this until I find a color I like. So I can try pink, I can try yellow. Let's see what blue looks like. Okay, I like that deep like bluish green color. So that's what we'll use. It looks good with the white lettering. If you needed to change the lettering, all you would have to do was grab it and then change it up here. I can do a full video on how I make these headers with the names of the week and everything on it, if that's something you're interested in. It is a little tedious, so I'm not going to show it all right here. I have shown how to do it before, but I could do a video on that if you guys want to see that. So now that I have that set up, everything for the headers is done except for making the August sticker. So I'm going to come over here to text. I'm going to change my font to Magnolia because I really like that like scripty type font. And then I'm going to change my color to be that same color that we just used with no cut outline. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to type out August. All right. I'm going to click it, come over here to offset. I did do a video not that long ago on how I do my offsets. If you did not watch that, then you definitely want to go check that out as well. But this is pretty much exactly what I showed you in the video. I'm just doing it a little bit quicker and not walking through every single step. But basically this is it. It's pretty simple. Once you get it one time, it's just the same every time. So now that we have that created, I'm going to drag that over here and resize it to fit right there. Perfect. All right, so now that is done. I'm going to go ahead and save it just because I have had experiences with it crashing and I don't want to lose anything. So you'll see me save often. But now we have the headers finished. So I'm going to come up here. The only things that I'm going to change up here are these stickers, which obviously will be very easy because they're just colors. And then these. My little scripts are going to stay the same. So I'm going to start by choosing all of them. And I'm going to unattach them because right now everything is attached for each individual sticker so that it cuts out nice and clean. I'm going to come up here and just ungroup everything. So now each little individual piece is its own little box. All right, so I'm going to start with these down here with the pattern just because that's kind of what makes the most sense for me. So that's what I'm going to do first. So I'm going to go back over to fill and fill with a pattern. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find the ones that I want to use. So I know I want to use some of these like more crayon-y looking ones with the pens and pencils and all that. We'll use the thumbtacks. I really like this one with the letters. So I'm just picking some of the ones that I know I like just from where I looked at them a minute ago. And now once I have all of them chosen, I'm going to change the color. So here's where the kind of important part comes in with determining your colors. For each kit I make, I like it to have 3 main colors along with the patterns. So we've already chosen one color being this like turquoisey blue. But obviously we need 3 more. So I'm going to do that turquoise blue. And then we're going to do this pink color. Uh-oh, I did not mean to do that like that. Change my thing. Let me click off of that really quick. So we're going to do this turquoise blue that's highlighted. We also have this pink color over here. And then I'm also, I think, going to use the yellow because I do like the yellow. I just didn't like it down there. So what I'm going to do is just kind of play around and see which color I like best with each thing. And then we'll kind of go from there. Uh-oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. All right, so now I like how those look. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab all of my dark blue pieces and make them all pink. All of these darker red pieces. I'm going to make all of that like turquoisey color. And then yellow. Uh-oh, I meant for that one to be yellow as well. There we go. All right. Now, once you have all of those set, you obviously want this longer box beside your appointment label to be similar to that color. So what I do is I come over here and open up my advanced options. I'm going to choose all of the ones that I want to change. So I'm going to first start with these like pinkish ones. And I'm going to change them all to be the same color. So it's going to look funny for a second. But then I'm going to come over here and just drag it down to where it gets a little bit lighter. And as you can see, that looks a lot better. So I'm going to do that same process with all of these until I get through and get them all kind of where I like them at least. Last one will be yellow. All right. Perfect. So now we have all of our appointment labels done and all of this. I am quickly, before we move past this, because now this page is done and ready to be cut, I'm going to save it and I'm going to share with you all of my dimensions because I know that is what you guys really need to be able to make these stickers. So we'll start with the headers. So, and also let me preface this with saying this is an Erin Condren 7x9 planner that we're planning or that we're using. So for my header, the width of it is 1.25 inches. So that's how wide it is. And then the length all the way across is 6.470. And that's the same for both of those headers. Obviously the August sticker, I just kind of change each month just depending on how big the word is to make it fit nicely. So that's just, a preference. And like I said, with the Sunday, Monday, all of those, I can do a tutorial on that because it takes a little bit more than just knowing the dimensions. Up here, all of my appointment labels are going to be 1.5 inches wide. Even the appointment labels and these other larger boxes are going to be 1.5 inches wide. The only difference is the appointment labels and these skinnier cute boxes are going to be 0.375 or close to it. You can see this one was 0.373. They're going to be close to that 3.75, and then the larger ones are going to be 0.75 in height. So that is those, and then all of my script stickers are around 0.25 in height. The width for your script stickers are just going to depend on what word you're typing in and how long and how many letters and all that stuff. So you really only have to focus on height for your script stickers. So that takes us through that entire page right there. So I'm just going to save it one more time and we're going to go on to this dashboard. So this dashboard is new to me. This is something I added last month to my kit because I really wanted to utilize that page in my planner, and it definitely worked out really nicely. I was able to use it and I really liked it. So we're going to do it again this month. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that July sticker. I am just going to go back over here since I've already done the work and copy this one and paste it because I don't need to do the work again. I'm going to put it over there for right now though until we get everything done with this. So the biggest thing here is going to be choosing what you want for your pattern. Obviously on the monthly page I used that pattern. I think I'm just going to use that one here as well. So I'm going to grab all of my patterns. Actually, the first thing I'm going to have to do is grab all of these boxes and ungroup them. Now, I should be able to change my patterns all to be that same nice thing. And I'll share these dimensions as well. All right, you can tell that for July, I had, again, that darker blue color for a lot of things. So I'm going to grab all of that and I'm going to change it to be not that. What in the world? Back up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm trying to grab the word goals and it's not really working. There we go. I'm going to change it to be that like turquoisey color. So now I have that one done. I'm going to leave this box. I just have it like a transparent white. I think that'll work fine. That looks okay. You could change it to a different color if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave mine as white because I just think that looks the cleanest. Now all of my lines I am going to do in blue as well. Uh-oh. There we go. So I'm going to grab all of those. Uh-oh, they're still, must be still connected. Let's start with this one. Okay, so we have that and that. See what the difference is here. All right, let's try to do that. There we go. Oh man, they're not all connected. That stinks. So we're going to have to select each one. I tried to keep them connected, but again, this was the first time that I made it in July. So it kind of was a work in progress type deal. So we'll just have to, oh man, I missed two of them. Okay, well, we'll just do that one first by itself. And now this one. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now I'm just going to drag my August sticker over. I'm going to leave it the same size that I used over there. kind of center it, and now we are good to go with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to move on to the last one. So this one was the hardest for me to make last time because of having to type out all those little numbers and make all these dots. Hopefully this time it'll be a little bit better. Just ignore this up here. It does this for whatever reason. It's supposed to be this. If I exited out and came back, it would change back to that. And if I go to print preview, come on, print preview, it'll show you what it's supposed to look like right there. I don't know why it does that. It just kind of has its moments, and we just let it have its moment because who am I to tell it not to? All right, so we're going to go ahead and change this pattern to be the same. And then we're going to go into trying to change all of these. You know what? We're going to do this the easy way. We're going to do this. We're going to grab all of it. I'm going to hold my shift key down, deselect the big white box and that box, and then we're going to change everything at one time versus having to grab it all. Whoa. No, thank you. I didn't need that. I don't need that. Go away. Perfect. There we go. All right. So that way I was able to change all of it at once. So I'm going to walk you through quickly, just talking through how I made this habit tracker box. I will share the dimensions for the whole dashboard here in just a second. I didn't forget. I'm just waiting until I finished. But basically, I did my big box. That was easy. And then I put the transparent white box on top. I chose my font that I wanted to use for the word habits as well as the numbers. I just used the same font for everything. And that font is called FB Basic Betty. I can have that linked in the description box as well as that Magnolia font for you. But I chose the font. That part was easy. I typed out habits. I knew I wanted to be able to track at least 5 habits. So that's why I did 5 of these boxes. That part was pretty simple. And it really isn't that difficult. It just got tedious. So then I made these circles. So I put all the circles I had in there, and I ended up only being able to fit like 20. So then I had to go back and downsize each and every circle until I could fit 31. I wanted every month to have 31, even for the months that don't necessarily have 31 days. I didn't want to have to redo this every single month. So all of my habit trackers are just going to have 31 days, and that's just how that's going to be, because that makes it the easiest thing for me to do versus having to go back on a month that might only have 30 days, or like February we either have like 28 or 29 or whatever. So I did not want to have to deal with that. I just did 31, and that's how it's going to be for all of them. But anyways, I just did all of my dots. I lined them all up nicely. It just took a long time because there's a lot to put on this one little sticker. But then I just grouped everything together and it was ready to cut. So I'm going to quickly hop back over to this dashboard and share my dimensions with you guys. So this will perfectly cover the 7x9 dashboard page, or at least pretty perfectly. I was pleased with how it fit. I am going to bump up the habit tracker, I think, and I might even bump up the goals. Yeah. We'll start with this one though. So this header up here, I'm going to leave the same. I used a width of 3.125 and a height of 1.125. Of course, my August sticker was just the same that I used over on the header for the month. And that, of course, was just kind of up to my preference on what I liked and how I thought it fit. So that's up to you. Now, this box on the end, or this one down here that says this month, I used 3.125 for width and 4.125 for height. The width worked pretty good and the height worked fine on that one, so I'm not going to change that. I am seeing though that this clear box is outlined in a black line and we don't want that, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Otherwise it will try to cut it. And I see that this one is the same, so I'm just going to go ahead and do both of those while I'm thinking about it. These two over here are the two that I think I'm going to adjust just a smidgen. So this goals box, last time I did 3.125 for width and 2.875 for height. I'm literally going to bump it up to like 3.78 maybe. Let's go 3.8. That'll work. Just because it barely showed the line. So I want to kind of tweak that one. And then lastly, for this box that I just put the lines in for kind of like a quote or something, still, again, the width was 3.125. That's the same for all of these. And then I used 2.375, but I'm also going to bump that one up to 2.38, just so that it'll make it slightly larger. All right, and there we have it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this one. Now for the habit tracker, I used 6.438 for the width, and that worked really nicely. I'm going to keep that. And then my height was 2.750. I am going to bump the height up to 2.78. Just to make it a little bit wider. And there we have it. So now I'm going to save that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys before I am ready to just say cut. So I shared all of my dimensions. If you have any specific questions about the dimensions, definitely let me know. I think maybe when I do my September plan with me, or October, coming up in one of the other months, I'll probably do a specific design the dashboard with me. If it's something that I choose to keep, that way I can kind of walk you through how I made all these lines, how I did the dots for my goals, and then how I did this habit tracker. So I might do that soon if that's something you guys are really interested in. It definitely will take me a lot of time because, like I said, that habit tracker took me like 30 minutes to get right just by itself. So it's definitely a more time-consuming task to have a dashboard, but I do think it's worth it. And now that I have it made, I don't really have to redo it every single month. So that makes it a lot easier. But I think that is it. So I'm going to show you guys what it will look like when you go to send it. So if you have your sheet ready, you'll go up here to print. It'll give you a print preview so you can kind of look and make sure everything looks the way you want it. And then you would just hit print and it'll walk you through your regular printer like settings and all that kind of stuff. And then you can print it to your home printer, wherever. I do want to show you really quickly, if you want to turn bleed on, you go up to page setup and then to this one that has the registration marks. You'll hit print bleed at the bottom. If I do print bleed, I usually do it at 0.02. That way I don't get a big print bleed, and I am going to go ahead and just save that because I do want it to print with a little bit of a bleed. If I don't, it occasionally will have a little white line. Not always. It just depends on how nicely I get it placed on the mat. But that's what you would do to fix that. If you end up having a little bit of white line, just add a little bit of a print bleed. You can even make it bigger if you needed to. I've just found that the 0.02 looks nice when it prints out on the page, and then you're ready to go. So now that I have that done, I've showed you how to print bleed and how to print it. I'm going to go up here to send and show you what it would look like if you were getting ready to send it over to your cutter. Now, it gives you 3 options for cutting. You can do simple, you can do line, or you can do fill. I've only ever done line, and that works perfectly for me, so I would not recommend using anything else. Now, you can tell that a lot of this is checked. I don't want anything to be checked except for red and black. That's the only thing I want to cut. So now you can see it's going to cut out around the red whole boxes, and that's going to give me that cut all the way through the sticker paper, all the way down to the mat. I do that at a force of 20 and a speed of 5, and I do 2 passes over that. So it cuts it out twice. That way I get a real nice cut. Now for the black lines, that's going to kiss cut your stickers. For those, I use a force of 6 and a speed of 5, and I only do that 1 time. So 1 pass for that one, and that gives me a nice kiss cut around my stickers. So that's how I would do that one. Then for your dashboard pages, you're going to do the same thing. I just want to see one thing, if it's going to give me a little mistake or not. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this blue because obviously we only want to cut the black and the red. So yeah, again, you're going to do red same way. I do a force of 20 at a speed of 5, and I do 2 passes. I'll do that the same on all of my stickers. It doesn't matter what I'm making. That's just how I do that. And then if I want anything to kiss cut, I always do it at a speed of, or a force of 6 and a speed of 5. 1 pass. So you can see that it will just cut out around this. If you ever come to this page and it's acting like it's going to cut out a line, all you have to do, I'm going to show you really quick what that would look like actually. So I'm going to choose the words this month. And I'm just going to give it a black outline. And let's say you didn't catch it right there. Let's say you thought you were ready to go, and you get over here and you choose red, and red looks good, and then you choose black. And you can see that everything is outlined in black, but it's also going to cut out each individual letter here, and you don't want that. So all you have to do, you can't unchoose black because then it's going to unchoose everything. You want black to be chosen. You just have to go back over here, come up here to your line, and give it either no line or whatever color that you are doing it. I like to give it no line, just because that makes it look a little better. I think it's more pleasing to me while I'm working. But then you go back over here and you can tell it deselected that. So if you ever get that issue, that's definitely what you'll do to fix it. And then you'll do the same exact thing for this dashboard as well. Same exact force and everything. I would do the same for all of them. So in a nutshell, that's how I make my monthly stickers as far as the monthly page and now the dashboard. I think I am going to be doing a design with me for my budget, so definitely stay tuned for that one because it is coming. If you guys have any questions or any comments or tips or tricks or anything you've learned about Silhouette Studio, definitely leave it in the comments below. I love learning from you guys just as much as you guys learn from these tutorials, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye guys.